Hello, 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 hello. Wherever you are on this sensational planet called Earth, I hope you are having the sweetest day of your life so far. Welcome to the channel. It's biblically based. So if you don't want to hear about the Bible, I guess you can say bon voyage. As you can see from my title up there, they're Hebrew people, or they're Israelite. I want to know about Israelite hair texture. What was their hair like? Now, we've heard for years that these people say we Jews. Group A say we the Jews. Group A say we the descendants of Abraham. Then all of a sudden, a group B say, no. We are descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And then on top of that, Group 3 enter into the fray. And Group C enter into the fray. And Group C stand up and say with a raised fist, No. A and B, you not the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We are. So, luckily for you, dear listener, I have a degree in mathematics, and I've been reading the Bible for decades. A degree in math means, hey, this guy got a logical like, sound like, scientific like mind. So I'm not going to be coming off out the side corner and just giving my rhetoric. I'm going to try to base my hypotheses on research. Not profound research, but hey, some light, basic internet research that I've done to learn more thing about the Hebrew hair texture. Here we go. This coming from 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. And I like starting my lessons off like this to let us know what Satan's all about. Satan gonna come to you in a pretty form and say, I'm the descendant of Abraham. No, I'm the descendant of Abraham. No, I'm the descendant of Abraham. Satan's gonna come with his people laying claim to ancestry. He don't come as a demon like an exorcist. Blah, 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 blah. Satan not going to come to you like that. Satan going to come to you as a distinguished, eloquent person. He will come and sweep you off your feet. So that's 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 14. This coming from Revelations chapter 12, verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out. Where was he cast out from? The old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And the biggest thing with that, people, man, we call them demons. God don't call them demons. God still call them angels. And Satan, he was cast out. It don't matter where he was cast out from. It just said where his destination is. His destination was he was cast into the earth. Not on Mars, not on Pluto, not on Uranus, not inside the sun. Nope. The Bible say his dwelling place is here on the earth. Which in a way to show you how special the earth is. He don't have reign to the whole universe. It just said he's stuck on earth, and him and his angels. This is Hebrews chapter 13, verse 9. Be not carried away with divers and strange doctrines. For it is a good thing that the heart be established with grace, not with meats which have not profited them that have been occupied therein. The main part, divers and strange doctrines. Now imagine, good listeners, he was saying this to the people who was followers of the way or Christians a few decades after Jesus or Christ was died and allegedly ascended to heaven. This was mere decades. Now, so what you think is going to happen 2,000 years later? Carter of divers and strange doctrine. If they had strange doctrine 30 years after Jesus, 20 years after Jesus was crucified and resurrected, what you think is going to happen 2,000 years later? There is going to be a lot of divers and strange doctrines running all over the place. Let's get into the meat of my lesson. Here we go right here. The title, Hebrew Israelite hair texture. Follow my mouse. Here's a person, like his hair's dreads, and it's black. My mouse over this young woman right here. Her hair looks blonde. And she's a Jew. Everybody on here, because I went to Google and I typed in the word Jew. I typed the word Jew. These are the people who is shown for Jew. A black haired person. He don't look like no typical Jew. Like he got a little color in him. But the way his face look. But he's a Jew. I typed that in. The lady right here with my mouse over. Look at her hair. Blonde. Now I'm coming over. Follow my mouse to this young man right here. He has a nice smile on his face. Nice, pleasant look. But his hair is brown. Follow my mouse right down. Now here, he got big lips and a wide nose. But it still said Jew when I typed it in. But he can be a Jew. He like more Africanized because he got that big lip and that big fat nose. And his hair is a typical African American color. Not typical, but it's in the African American community a reddish color. Some African Americans, not a lot, it's rare, have reddish color. Like for Malcolm X. I believe he was called Detroit Red because he had reddish colored hair. Here's another person. He looked like an adolescent. His hair looked reddish or brown. And last, here's another pleasant looking young man. His hair looked brownish or golden or blondish. That's what we got. One person got black hair. Everybody else got some different variation of hair color. Blonde, brown, red, etc. Okay, so we see what Google showed me. Now, I did my little research right here about black hair. Because I said, I have a math degree, so I have a slight scientific brain to do all that math. Black hair is the darkest and most common of all human hair colors globally. Due to the larger populations with this dominant trait. It is a dominant genetic trait. So, what color did Adam have? Since it's a dominant trait, what color, if they was real, would Adam and Eve hair color be? It says a dominant trait. And it is found in people of all backgrounds and ethnicities, which is true. Like from my previous slide. Different hair colors from different people. It has large amounts of melanin in it. Okay, got melanin in it. And is less dense than other hair colors. What do that mean? Not as heavy? In English, black hair is sometimes described as soft black, raven black, or jet black. Terms I haven't heard of. The range of skin colors associated with black hair is vast, ranging from the palest of light skin tones to the dark skin. Black-haired humans can have dark or light eyes. Again, here's an Asian, dark hair. She look European, dark hair. A diverse a group of ladies here, all got black hair. Then another person look like she's African descent, black hair. Another person look like she's of European descent, black hair. Where my mouse at? Follow my mouse. Another person look like they have African or black descent, black hair. So, different people of different ethnicities, like the Wikipedia article said, have black hair. Alright. Now, let me read the next thing I got off of good old Wikipedia. Or the Internet Encyclopedia. This hair color is found in its greatest distribution among peoples of Asia. Here we go. I typed in Google where my mouse at, and it popped this up in the upper left-hand corner. I saw this for Asian people, and Asian people, a lot of them are dark skinned. We just don't see it in Hollywood on the news or whatever. But a lot of Asians, like in India, like in the Japanese mountains, like in the Philippines, a lot of Asians have dark skin. And they got that black hair. All of them, for the most part, have black hair, whether they pale or dark skin. Asian people usually have, from what I've seen, black hair. Among people of Asia, pre-Columbian Americas, here we go. I went right to Google and I typed in pre-Columbian Americans people, and we see how they look. Look carefully at them. They got dark skin, most of them. They're brownish looking, and they got that black hair. And Africa. So 3 regions have predominantly black hair. That's it. 3 regions that have predominance of black hair. Asia, pre-Columbian Americas, and Africa. Black-haired people with either dark or light-colored eyes are also common among the Indo-European and non-Indo-European ethnic groups in Western Asia, Central Asia, Afghanistan, and South Asia. Black hair is also common in people of Eastern Europe. Okay, common people from Eastern Europe and Southern Europe, regardless of ethno-linguistic affiliation. For example, although brown hair is the dominant type, some Southern Europeans are particularly noted for their straight or wavy black hair. But it said brown hair is the dominant type. So come on. So I mean, 7 out of 10 people may have that brown hair. 3 of them may have black hair. And it can be combined with either dark, such as brown. There we go, that brown. Or light, such as green, gray, or blue eye-colored people. Now, I don't know why they're talking about eye color. I just look for hair. Now, here we go. I did my research because I said Hebrew Israelite hair texture. I'm not just concerned about how it look. I'm concerned about the texture. What was it like? I learned something about dreadlocks that it was hard to find. It did not pop up in Google. I had to search for at least over 20 minutes to find detailed historical information on dreadlocks, which is not common. Here's 5 fascinating black-haired history facts you have probably never heard before. If you need to go and prove it on YouTube or Google, you type in that exact title and it'll pop up the exact article I read. So I didn't make nothing up. Type in that exact title and you should get to that article. Where the term dreadlocks came from. Okay, we hear about dreadlocks all over the place, especially here in America where I live at, or the Western world. Where did the term dreadlocks come from? Hey, nobody ever told me. The term dreadlocks come from a movement of guerrilla warriors who vowed, oh, that sounds biblical right there. They vowed not to cut their hair until Haile Selassie, former emperor of Ethiopia, an African nation, was released from exile after leading the resistance against the Italian invasion. So the Italians had him prisoner. The Africans said, we want you to release our countryman. The warrior's hair became matted and began to lock over time. They did not touch their hair, did not comb it, did not braid it. Nobody had to braid the hair. Nobody had to plait the hair up. It became matted and began to lock over time. It locked on its own naturally. Remember that, people. These men, you see the picture right there, and if you go to the website, their hair began to get matted, like it's looking right there. They wasn't combing it. They wasn't brushing it. The women wasn't playing in their hair, trying to make braids. It said their voice had became matted and began to lock over time. When they say over time, that's another way of saying naturally. Because the warrior with locks in their hair were dreaded. So the warriors were feared. That what it mean. Dreaded mean they was feared because they said it was warriors. Guerrilla warriors. They was warriors. So the warriors were dreaded and they had locks. So the term dreadlocks came. Let me read that. Because the warriors with locks in their hair were dreaded, the term dreadlocks came to fruition. So there we go. The history of dreadlocks. The people did not touch their hair. They did not comb it. Like I said, they did not braid it. The woman was not sitting down plaiting it. It naturally matted up. It naturally twisted and became dreadlocks. That's important for what we're going to be learning from the Bible. Remember that. And they are African people. And if you know anything about Israel, hey, which I do, Israel is a stone's throw away from Egypt. Or better yet, it's a stone throws away from Africa. And what I mean by stone throw away, that means you can walk there. You can walk there within 3 days. You can leave Israel, and a nice 3 or 4 day trip, you will end up in Africa. Here we go. Now the Bible part is coming in big and strong. Just coming from Judges. It covers chapter 13 to 16. It's talking about Samuel. But the portion I'm going to be reading came exactly from chapter 13. So, verse 2. A man of Zoriah named Manasseh from the clan of the Danites had a wife who was childless, unable to give birth. The angel of the Lord appeared to her and said, "You are barren and childless." Okay, that was tough saying that to that lady. She probably burst out and started crying when the angel said that. But here's the good news. But you are going to become pregnant and give birth to a son. That made that cheered her up. Now see to it that you drink no wine. See, in the Bible, people drink wine. The angel said, you don't drink no wine or other fermented drink, and that you do not eat anything unclean, such as a pig, such as lobster, such as crabs. You get the point. You will become pregnant and have a son whose head is to never be touched by a razor, because the boy is to be a Nazarite, dedicated to God from the womb. So nothing was to touch his hair, like those warriors in Ethiopia. He said, whose head is to never be touched by a razor. He would take the lead in delivering Israel from the hands of the Philistines. So his hair was never touched. So what did it turn like over time? Like those Ethiopian men. We shall see. This now, we're in Judges 16 and 13. Delilah said to Samson, "Until now you have mocked me and told me lies." See, the people in the Bible, they did tell lies. "Tell me what you may be bound with." And he said to her, "If you weave the 7 locks," okay, the 7 locks of my hair into the web of a loom. So he said I had 7 locks. Like I said earlier, I did my research. I typed in Samson in Google, and this is what I got. One person who got locks. It's like it's more than 7, but he got locks. Another person, he just got straight hair. Not one lock in his head. But the guy right here where my mouth supposed to be at, there's supposed to be a historical version of Samson right here. Where are his locks? Nothing, but he got long hair. It looked like his hair was never touched by a razor, but it's not locked. I don't see 7 locks. If you see 7 locks in my comment section, let me know. And also, if you find this interesting, enlightening, engaging, please give me a thumbs up. If you have a comment about what I'm talking about, I'm happy for your comments. And if you would like to subscribe to hear about future Bible topics that I find interesting, that my spirit is led to talk about, please subscribe to the channel. Moving on. This is coming from Numbers chapter 6. And now here, this God talking here. Not Moses, not the prophet, God. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, speak to the people of Israel and say to them, when either a man or a woman makes a special vow, the vow of a Nazarite. Oh, there we go. That's huge. Because when we think of Nazarites, we usually think of men. Good people. God said when either a man or a woman make that vow to separate himself to the Lord, he or she shall separate himself from wine and strong drink, which was said to Samuel's mother. He shall drink no vinegar made from wine or strong drink, and shall not drink any juice of grapes or eat grapes, fresh or dried. All the days of his separation he shall eat nothing that is produced by the grapevine, not even the seeds or the skins. So we got some information about the Nazarites. Now let's go to verse 5. All the days of his vow of separation, like Samson, no razor shall touch his or her head until the time is completed for which he separates himself to the Lord. He shall be holy. He shall let the locks of hair of his head grow. There we go. Remember those Ethiopians, good people? And that's in modern time. Them Ethiopian, that was in modern time. Not 1,000 years ago. You saw that picture. So I said that was about 60 years ago. The Ethiopians, they let their hair grow, and no razor touched their head, and it became matted, and it formed locks. So how did the Israelites look? We saw a picture of Samson. One was European base, one was African base. The African base had locks in his head. The European base individual of Samson, he had long hair, but it was not locked. So there we go. I'm making it as empirical and as rational as possible. How did they look? They had locks. No razor was supposed to touch their head ever. This coming from Luke chapter 7 verse 33. But John the Baptist came neither eating bread nor drinking wine, and you say he hath a devil. This is Matthew chapter 3 verse 4. Now John himself was clothed in camel's hair, with a leather belt around his waist, and his food was locusts and wild honey. Now, I don't have no data, I don't have no empirical evidence, but the way John the Baptist seemed to have been living, could he have been a Nazarite? Could he? He didn't drink wine. He wasn't eating anything. He did not drink. And he ate locusts and honey, natural, ordained, clean foods. So was John the Baptist a Nazarite? Let's move on. That's just something to think about. That's just something to think about. I wanted to add that to it to give us something to think about. Now, this is coming from Samuel chapter 18 verse 9. Then Absalom met the servants of David, who was his father. Absalom rode on a mule. The mule went under the thick boughs of a great terebinth tree, and his head got caught in the terebinth, so he was left hanging between heaven and earth. And the mule which was under him went on. So basically, Absalom's head got stuck in a tree, and he was stuck off the tree. Now I went right to Google again. I typed in the word, thick hair. I typed in thick hair, and this what showed up. Here is on the right with my mouse, on my left, where my mouse is pointing, is a famous Hollywood actor. He has long hair, but it's not locked up though. It's long and straight. With this man, the way it look, it does not look like this hair gonna get caught in no tree, cause it's loose looking. It looks loosey. It look like it ain't gonna get caught in no tree. Now look over here on the man on the right where my mouse is. Look at his hair. It's thick and tangled. It looks, by empirical scientific evidence, it looks like if he got caught in a tree, he would get caught up in that tree, and that tree will pull him by his hair, and he would be struggling to get out. He may get out the tree, but he would have to struggle. So you tell me, which one of these men look like they would get caught in a tree? The one on the left where my mouse is hovering over, the actor from Hollywood, or the one on the right, whose hair look like it will get stuck, tangled up in a tree, a thick tree with a bunch of billions of branches on it? Whose? Again, something to think about. Because earlier, my first thought, I said, Satan is an angel of light. He appears as an angel of light. He has come to deceive the whole world. He come to deceive everybody. And we see that. This is coming from Leviticus chapter 13, verse 31. But if the priest look at the infection of the scale, and indeed it appears to be no deeper than the skin, and there is no black hair in it, then the priest shall isolate the person with the scaly infection for 7 days. Once more, this is God talking to Moses. And he said the person had black hair. They don't have blonde hair. They don't have red hair, but I know some black people do have red hair. But the majority have black hair. 99% have black hair. Some have red. But he ain't said about no brown hair. He didn't say blonde. None of that. God said he better have black hair. There we go. We know 3 people on the world have black hair. Asians, which is nowhere near Israel, is weeks from Israel. Pre-Columbian America, that's all the way over on the other side of the ocean. That's months from Israel. Only the African people, they are the closest one to Israel. So how did the Israelites look? They had black hair. Moving on to the next one. Again, Leviticus chapter 13, verse 37. All right. If in his sight the scale has remained, however, and black has grown in it, the scale has healed. He is clean, and they're putting it, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. Again, black hair. And this simple artistic rendition. The people in here have brown hair, like what my mouse had. The man on his little beard, his hair is brown, not black. Now, the so-called Moses figure, he does got white hair, so I can't say about his hair. But it don't like it's no dreadlocks. It looks long and lanky looking. The people on a tour. Then the one with my mouse hair, his hair is sort of dark. But the little boy, his hair look brown. The man right here with my mouse hair, his hair look brown. God said he got black hair. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 36, and it's coming right from Jesus' mouth. The Son of God, allegedly. And I have to say allegedly. I believe the Bible, but I never met Jesus face to face. He never spoke to me. So I have to say allegedly. The Son of God. Nor shall you make an oath by your head, for you cannot make one hair white or black. Once more, it's coming from Jesus' mouth in the Gospels, the Son of God. The Israelites had black hair. You cannot make it white or black. When it's white, when you have age. Black, when you're in the prime of your life. Look at these Jesus. Not one of them have black hair. Follow my mouse. I follow Jesus, not the Bible. His hair is not black, it's brown. So Hollywood gave a poor depiction of Jesus. His hair should be black. Over here, in this picture right here, you definitely see the artist made a poor rendition of Jesus because his hair still looks brown. A poor rendition. And the last one at the bottom, his hair is brownish. Another poor rendition of Jesus because the Hebrews or the Israelites or the Jews, whatever you want to call it, had either white hair because of age or they had black hair. No hair in between. Nothing in between. It's coming from Jesus' mouth. So that's it, my good people. The texture of the people of Israel or the Jewish hair. I got another pictures off of Google again, up in the left corner. This man's hair, with my mouse hair, his hair look dark, black looking. I give him that, it looks black. This young person beside him, his hair is not black, it's brown. Now over here, these Ethiopian Jews or Israelites, their hair, every last one of them, I can put my hand in the Bible and say their hair probably black. I'm coming down here to these Jewish people right here. This woman's hair looks brown. I don't know about the baby hair, it looks black. The man's hair is sort of brownish looking. I'm coming to this lady. I think her name is Ivanka Trump. And I looked on Google or Wikipedia, it says she's a Jewish person. And then look at her hair. Blonde. Nowhere in the Bible did God say the Israelites had blonde hair. Nowhere. So how did they get blonde hair? All of a sudden, he got blonde hair. Coming up here to this man right here. Where my mouth said, his hair is brownish, not black. So there we go in my conclusion, people. God, out his own mouth, Jesus, out his own mouth, said the Israelites got black hair. God, out of his own mouth, said he wanted the Nazarites to grow. He wanted their hair not to ever be touched by a razor. So if it wasn't touched by a razor, it kept growing and growing and growing. And we saw from implicit evidence that when they let their hair grow and grow and grow and grow, like Samson did, like other people in the Bible who did, but I didn't just list them all, they grew locks. Back then they called it locks. And today, Western world, we call it dreadlocks. Because the dread part came from those Ethiopian warriors. But the word locks was probably around for thousands of years. So, that's it. If you enjoyed it, once more, give me a thumbs up. If you have any little comments to add, whoever you are, I look forward to your comments. If you'd like to subscribe to hear further insights about the Bible that God put on my heart, please subscribe. Until the next time, good people, peace.